here we go. This is Beast Coast Live, Thursday nights. Sorry we had some technical difficulties. Uh, Took a while to get going. Uh, but here we go. I'm on. It's a couple nights before the New York Pro. It's actually Thursday. The show should begin on Saturday. Hey, Andrea. How you doing? Thanks, babe, for coming on. Um, this is going to be a big show. Possibly the biggest New York Pro in a long time. Reminds me of the Night of Champions back in the day. God, it's been so long since there's actually been a Night of Champions. Um, I got the list of competitors here. And right now, I'm looking through the list. And who sticks out at me is, of course, hey, what's up, Christian? Sorry for the delay. Can you see anything now, Andrea? Christian can see something, right? Frank can see something, right? I hope. Thanks, Frank. Thanks for your help. Thanks, Frank. As I was going through the list for the New York Pro, what names stuck out at me? First, Nathan Diasha, the Brit. You got Juan Morel. Saw some pics of him this week. He's looking sick, but I'll get back to that later. You got John De La Rosa, also a home show for him. And who else do we got? Eric Ramirez, really not technically a home show. He's from Jersey, but he's still going to show up. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? Yes, I am looking exquisite. Uh, so do you. Uh, like I was saying, is Eric Ramirez is going to show up really good. Um, then we have wild cards, Akeem and Lionel Benaki. Uh, those guys could really be in the top 10 in the Olympia if they ever pulled it off 100%. My take on Lionel is he's great from the front. If he ever turns around and nails his conditioning, he could be absolutely dangerous. Uh, Kim's another guy with some real conditioning issues. He's huge, round, trains hard, trains heavy. He's in that Johnny Jackson style of just deep banging away, huge muscle. But once again, with him, it's a conditioning issue. I really see the show coming down to one, being his hometown. Hey, what's up, Michael? Being his hometown show, he's going to show up. And Nathan. Nathan's just looking incredible. Really incredible. I'm pretty much drinking the Nathan Kool-Aid. Yeah, it really is the East Coast home show. You know, it's Boston's home show, it's Buffalo's home show. It really is the big one. I actually have a friend competing. I have to give a shout out to Derek Upshaw. He's one of the 30. He won his pro card a couple years back. Had a few decent placements at some of I believe it was Arnold, South Africa, maybe. Or one of the random models that's no longer around. No, I'm not surprised Sergio didn't defend his title, Christian. Sergio wants to do the Chicago Pro. He's a Chicago boy. And like Frank was saying, you want to go to your hometown show. You want to win it, and that's what you're shooting for. I mean, Sergio's dad was a Chicago cop. He grew up there. That's his thing. Yeah, I saw. Did you see that picture? I think it was in his bathroom. That chest shot of Juan Morel. He was looking absolutely nuts, absolutely freaky. Chest thick as hell. Hey, Rachel. Uh, I actually saw a picture today of Benaki, and he was, I mean, I'm talking, his quads were serrated, just torn up. Um, the other guy I wanted to talk about, to watch out for, is Milan Sadic. Um, Milan came out from the 212s, is a little bit small, but he's got such a perfect type physique. I think he might shock some people. He's added a little bit of muscle, and he's one of those guys who always shows up. Always shows up. Yeah, I'm going through the 212s, and Sean Carrata is improving. Yeah, it's always been a show for the freaks in New York. The New York Pro's always been won by freaks. The judges love it, the crowd loves it. I mean, who the hell doesn't love a freak? Yeah, Milan does look insane, but it's always been the big guy show. Rami won it. Who else won it? God, just going back, it's always been big guys. But back to like the pitches this week. You're looking at guys. Everybody looks freaking sick. Everyone just looks absolutely retarded. And I'm not saying that they don't. A lot of you guys on here right now have had the luck, the opportunity to be around professional bodybuilders. When you see them in person, they're impressive. And most of these guys who are in this show are damn good bodybuilders. So when you see a picture of them in a gym by themselves, they look amazing. It's depends. Then you have to put them in a lineup and put them against, God, in this case, 28 other dudes who look amazing. Yeah, Zane Watson could be damn good in this show for the 212. The Canadian kid, he could be shocking. But back to the 212. I like Sean Colorado, Connecticut kid. He's been improving every freaking show, getting better and better, putting on just a little bit of weight here, a little weight there, but keeping his like symmetry and everything in motion. Then the Silvio Samuel. God, freaking Silvio. This is something I'm going to have to ask Mike out there. How many shows in a row did Silvio do? He was a warrior. Didn't he used to do like 8 or 9 a year? Something ridiculous. He's one of those guys who never gets out of shape. I'll never, ever count out Silvio nowadays. Yeah, the pros are looking crazy. I think Silvio could push Sean. Zane Watson, I forgot about Zane Watson. Thanks for bringing him out, Michael. I think Zane's going to be really good. Silvio also had a pretty good vacation with nothing to do but chill out, clean his system out, probably. Kind of hang out. You know what I mean? Probably didn't get to lift too crazily. Guys, he's just got amazing genetics. I mean, all these guys have amazing genetics. But Silvio has some crazy ones. The other guy to watch out for, I've been seeing a lot of pics of his. He's a Massachusetts guy, Justin Randall. I actually competed. Of course, he was in a 5 different weight class at the time. I believe he was a lightweight. Yeah, like Milos. Milos was freaking a god. I liked Milos, still do. So actually, if I was gonna have to hire a top flight prep coach, I'd hire Milos. Yeah, you're always in shape, Mike. Shape for what? Same thing here. I would definitely hire Milos. But Justin Randall, he won, I believe, the lightweights at a show I competed at, the New England Championships in 2016. It was a murderous show. He went on 2 weeks later at the Nationals. Won his class, won his pro card. That was the same show. Derek, I can never pronounce his last name. Oswin, another Connecticut kid. Great guy, by the way. Goes by the name of Weapon X on Instagram. He came in 3rd in the heavies at this New England. 2 weeks later, he won the lightweights at the Nationals. This is how stacked the show was. But Justin's put on a good 15 He's claiming 20. I'm not calling you a liar, Justin. I'm thinking if you're saying 15, 20, you put on 15 pounds. But he's grainy as shit. He's looking really good. He might turn some heads. Yeah, I would definitely kill to prep with Milos. Right now he's working with Sergio. I really want to see what's going to happen. I know I posted a couple places that on the MD boards. Once again, people, MD boards is great. It's one of the last boards out there. Freedom of expression. You can. Most of the guys here. Christian was on there. Mandy was on there. It's like one of the last places you can sit around bullshit about bodybuilding with actual people, for the most part, other than some trolls and some imbeciles, who actually know bodybuilding, like the aspect of it. And they were saying that, yeah, DJ is really good. Who's he working with right now, Frank? Do you know? I don't know off the top of my head. The only guy I ever, well, got a chance to talk to Chris on more than one occasion, but Chris Aceto. The only other real big name out there that I got to talk to was Chad. We were bouncing some idea. He was bouncing. I was picking his brain a little bit, and let's just say I wasn't prepared to jump on to that protocol. Nothing against Chad. I think he's freaking brilliant. And then I thank him for the time he spent with me. I thank him for the conversation. But at the time, for what I was doing, who was the most impressive pro I've ever seen? In person or in magazines, dude? We're ruling out Arnold. Kinnick, yeah. We're ruling out Arnold. If he did take over Rolly, I really hope so. I really freaking hope so. Because I want to see Rolly come in like he did for Australia, 15 pounds lighter. The Camel Crew's trying to bring in everyone way too freaking big, and they're always washed out. If Rolly is tight, has his cuts, he still has a separation. He's actually pretty aesthetic for a freaking monster. I actually think he could push Phil. I really, really think he could push Phil. And I think DJ can actually get him there. My take on Charles Glass? I think Charles Glass is a phenomenal trainer. I don't know if he preps anybody anymore. Charles can look at somebody. Like Arnold talked about in Pumping Iron. He sculpts them. He just looks at them and knows what exercises they need, what to do, what to put on where. He's pretty freaking goddamn amazing. And people pay big money for him. Hell, he's actually doing a lot of training for a lot of the Hollywood guys who have a lot more money than pro bodybuilders. I hate to break any kids' hearts out there, but unless you're going to be Mr. Olympia, you're not going to make as much money as some of these guys who are in action movies. But that's just the way it goes. I mean, what other athletes aren't going to be making that kind of money? Rolly can completely push Heath. And I actually think, I know I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on this kid, but I think we're going to have a big turnover this year. Dex is getting older. And I know, Christian, this is going to break your heart. I don't know how much more Sean Roden has in him. He's got the best front double by in the game just because of his taper, the whole symmetry, everything going on like that. But he still needs to improve his back. He really does. Scott Abel, yes, I remember that. God, now it's going to freaking kill me. But I do remember that name. It's either going to be you or Mike Hawks who's going to refresh me on Scott Abel, but the name's freaking on the tip of my tongue right now. Having ADD is awesome. Sometimes it really helps, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Once again, here comes Mandy. Oh, just wanted to make an announcement. Between talking to Christian, talking to Mandy / Mike, I got to get you both in a conversation because this may be kind of like one of the last episodes of Beast Coast Live. Oh, he did? He prepped you? How'd you like it? I mean, it was a great experience. I mean, I've heard the name. Was a bitch going over the bridge? Ahmed is a damn good bodybuilder. He's always going to be there, always comes in shape. He's kind of like, he's going to be doing the New York Pro. He's a stalwart. I can see him winning some shows. I can see him winning some smaller shows. He competes a lot. Competes a real lot. Um, I just don't see him winning this show. I think a lot of people would have to show up out of shape. Um, but yeah, Ahmed's very solid. He's a very solid 212 competitor. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Kyrie and Nathan will replace Dexter and Ronan. Oh, but back to this. This may be one of the last Beast Coast Lives. What we're hoping to do, and Mandy, Mike, Eminem there, has agreed, we're going to try to attempt to have a split host show. It will be, unless you want to do a third show, another show, but with Big Mike and the Goon. Christian, you realize Mandy is Mike Cox, right? That's BMC. I'd love to still keep doing Big Beast Coast Live myself. I have no problem with it. I actually love to. But Mike and I together, we've banged around the idea, just throwing it out there to people. Dude, we're kind of like a buddy cop movie. One really round, jack, shorter black guy, kind of the tall, tattooed, wild card white guy. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Yes. Kovacs. Yep. Okay, that's how I remember him. And Linda. God, Linda. Linda was such a class act. God. Once again, I don't want to say anything too dirty and turn into about a dude. When I was a kid, Linda was such fat material. God. Beautiful woman there. Oh, you got pizza, dude. I'm freaking totally jealous. Eat up. What kind did you get? Yes, BMC is Mandy. What's your take on a Remedex? I like Adex. Uh, uh, I really do. Um, it's a great anti-estrogen. It's good. It's really good for the off season and the beginning of prep. Just the way the just the way the drug goes. As you get closer to a show, I prefer Romacin and then Letero. What are we gonna call the show? I don't know. Honestly, I think it might be I don't know, Big Mike and Lagoon. Um, we can come up with something. Um, Boston, Cleveland, something of that nature. The twist soft serve cone, half black, half white, something. God, remember Muscle Tech? I spent so much money on Cell Tech. When all that shit was dextrose and creatine. Could have made it myself with Tang and a $10 thing of creatine. They made so much money. Oh, speaking of Regan Grimes, saw some pics today. He looked freaking amazing. So, saw those shots 6 weeks out of him. When he was throwing that front double by, it looked awful. But today, he looks so on point. He actually looks very, very classic. You know, classic lines, classic shape. If Kuwait wasn't doing it for him, it was good for him to leave. Why does he want to blow himself out? Maybe he wants to do classic. I don't know. I've heard different stories on it. I heard that he just Couldn't take it, and said he wanted to do classic just to let Beta down, but the kid got in shape so freaking quickly. I'm really interested to see what he's going to look like. Tony Randazzo, I have no idea. He's probably cooking gravy someplace. A lot of guys did New Bane, dude. At some point, I got some freaking Paul DeMeo stories I could tell you that would blow your mind. Um, I don't want to speak crazily of the dead, or I don't really know what the hell's going on. Kuwait is fucking overrated. Those guys are guinea pigs. I have nothing against the Camel Crew, but I have spoken to an American who was over there who kind of really didn't like what was going on. Just how everything was done. I'm not saying it out loud because I don't know for sure. But that's just something I've heard. And from looking at certain physiques, I got to believe that a lot of different drugs are being used, and that's just my eye. I think that's some of the general reasons, especially in the legs of Ashkenani and Rami. Oh yeah, I forgot. You had the Muscle Tech deal. Big Mike had a Muscle Tech deal for a while. Seriously, how much subs was $1,000 worth? Haha, yeah. Oh my God. Hey, Hooker, what's up? Story time with Goon. You guys really want to hear Okay. Yeah, he was puffy as fuck. Exactly. I think he looks great now. Story time with Goon, huh? I'm gonna have to ask Christian if this story's all right to tell. Yeah, you camel jockey, you. Andrew Leclerc, everybody. The wacky Iraqi. My favorite hooker. WPD client. Okay, story time. When I was younger, in college, I worked at a bar, a big bar, downtown Boston. Down by the Boston Garden, if anybody knows the area, North Station. It was a hot spot at the time. Big back room that was open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a front, just kind of general bar room. Sunday nights, I'll get back to the Sunday nights, but the place was really owned by, you're not going to believe this, a wise guy whose name was actually Fat Sam. He couldn't have his name on the license because, felons can't own bars. So he had another guy own it who was the front guy. And Sammy loved to have big door guys. One of the guys is actually, I'll get to that story the best, Midget and Jenna Jameson. But he loved huge door guys. Most of the guys who were, thanks Rocco, most of the guys who were well over 6 feet, about, I'm saying the average is probably 6 foot, 240, 245. Well, I don't know if you guys know this. Mike Matarazzo's dad was a connected guy. And my owner, Sam, loved Mikey. And Mikey is a great guy. Great guy. I love Matarazzo. So when Matarazzo was in town, he had Mike work the front door, which was probably the smartest move ever. He put Mike out front. Mike was from a town, it's technically not part of Boston, but it really is. Probably 10 minutes away from where the bar was. You put him out front, you had 20 girls just storming around him, talking to him, touching his arms. And with 20 girls, you're going to fill up the joint. Matarazzo was a good, solid dude. Learned a lot from him, got to train with him, which was freaking awesome to him because I was a kid. So, it was a Sunday night. We had the back room closed as always, but there's a full bar back there, locked, everything. I'm bartending in the front. Gonna close early and go out with the boys. Matarazzo's there. He walked in with Paul DeMeo. I hadn't met Paul before, but I had known who he was. Of course, everyone knew who he was, Quadzilla. They go in the back, a couple of the other guys. And another guy whose name I can't mention because the rest of the story is actually a detective in your town. This kid was funny. He used to look just like Vin Diesel. Sounded dude, he was such a freaking guinea. I swear, like every time he walked in the room, you heard the theme from Staying Alive. I don't believe he owned a shirt with any arms in it, but so there's about 6 guys in the back room, banging back beers, shots. I serve my last people, clean everything out, count up the register, walk up the front door, go in the back. Gonna have a couple of drinks pregame before we go with the boys. Because Sunday night in a few places in Boston was a big night in the service industry. I go back on the bar. DeMayo's behind the bar. He's chopping out lines of cocaine. A whole shitload of cocaine. I had never done coke before, but there was a bunch on the bar. DeMayo looks up and he said, "You got to do a line to prove you're not a cop. You got to do 2 to prove you're cool." So I'm a college kid in a room with Matarazzo, DeMayo, and a bunch of other guys. So at the time, peer pressure set in, and yes, sorry people, yes, I did cocaine. I ingested cocaine, and I hate to tell you, I fucking liked it. It was pretty fucking good. But that was the first time I met DeMayo. And I not only showed I wasn't a cop, I showed that I was pretty freaking cool, too. So then you had a bunch of freaking coked out, freaking very large, husky gentlemen going out to bars for the whole evening. Sorry, Officer Rocco, but this is like 25 years ago. We all had our stupid moments. Actually, God, yeah, better than 20 years ago, so it's no longer a felony. Yeah, but that's my how I met Paul DeMayo story. That kind of stopped the room, didn't it? Once again, disclaimer. You should never do any type of drug because of peer pressure, even when you're a stupid college kid. Okay, so what was I talking about before story time with the Goon? With the reception that I got off of that story, I think I'm backing off and not telling the story about Jenna Jameson and the midget. That one's going to have to wait for another time. Yeah. Paul DeMayo could freaking go. Paul was a tough kid. Matarazzo was a tougher bastard. Matarazzo used to box, fought in the gloves. Matarazzo was older than me, but both of us had grown up in the Boston area boxing. That's how I had initially heard of him before even bodybuilding. And that place, we used to get into scraps a lot. And Matarazzo, not just being good, but was great with his hands. Could just knock somebody right the fuck out. It was pretty good. Yeah, I met Mike Quinn. I actually like Mike. Mike's a good dude. Brockton boy. Real as they fucking get. Once again, I have some great Mike Quinn stories, but I wasn't there, so... Brockton's a rough town. Home of Rocky Marciano. Yeah, Brockton right now is kind of a hellhole, but Brockton's always been a tough town. I can't tell the Mike Quinn stories, dude, because I didn't witness it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to throw out a bunch of hearsay, because that would actually make me a very bad individual. I mean, I may have been stupid enough to do cocaine and hang out with porn stars and midgets, but I'm not going to be stupid enough to tell, Brockton's a real dump. It's gotten really bad over the years. Shots fired every night. If you're going to Brockton, keep your gun in your front seat, in your passenger seat. And I'm sorry, I just offended all the liberals out there. This is basically what I have to say to anyone who doesn't believe in guns. Go to a really bad neighborhood or grow up in a really bad neighborhood and not have one. Is the midget story very short? That's a good one. No, it's a long tale, and I will tell it again at another occasion because, like I said, I seem to drop the room about talking about the Paul DeMayo Coke story. Ron is my brother from another mother. I've known Ron for a long time. Uh, from the gym for a long time. We've been training partners for, God, 5 years now. Got nothing but great things to say about him. Uh, he's my best friend. We talk daily. We really are. We definitely have a more of a brother relationship than we do just friends. Uh, I do anything for the guy, his wife, his kids, anything he needs. And if I ever needed anything, I'm pretty damn positive I could call up Ron and he'd be right there for me. No, I just had everyone spellbound. No, everyone's shocked. This is a bodybuilding show. Yeah, but Paul ended up really liking the new Bane. It was one of the things that kind of really fucked him up. Now, Paul's the ultimate warning story. That, yeah, actually, I don't know if it's going to happen in Vegas or if Mike actually finally gets his ass up here. Mike, we're going to have legalized weed in like 6 weeks. Full on, go to pick your poison. I'll take you to the best places. Um, because they're always going to be in crazy neighborhoods. That would actually be a great training video. I'm going to look so freaking small next to these two. That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, look at the pictures. I'm going to look like, oh my God, look at the scarecrow. The two jacked guys. And DeMeo and Matarazzo hated each other when they were young. They always had this really big rivalry. They eventually became friends. Then they kind of drifted apart because, like when Mike was a kid, he'd have a good time on occasion. But I mean, seriously, like what other like 24 guy doesn't? But Paul just took it to another level, man. Paul just kind of like went, uh, way down the wrong path. Um, yeah, it should be 420 every day. Like I'm not a daily kind of smoker kind of thing, but if you want it, might as well pay for the freaking schools. That's my freaking opinion with it. People are gonna be able to buy it anyway. Might as well make the state some money. Oh, I'm enjoying Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. Another favorite product of Jose Raymond. And once again, sorry, Dave Palumbo. I'm unprofessional. Okay, that was my shot at Dave. From what I understand, I mean, this is fairly well documented. Paul reached out and tried to save. I mean, Mike reached out and tried to save Paul a lot. He ended up hooking up with this chick who was just no good for him, and it spun down to control. Hey, what's up, Carlos? How you doing? Carlos Rosenios, people. Crazy legs and calves on this kid. He has a clothing line, Gold Gym legendary physiques. Just given that, did I smoke cigarettes? Yeah. Honestly, I'm still battling to quit smoking. Yeah, I bet it's 420 right now. Started out dipping. Wasn't the brightest idea. I have an e-cigarette. Every once in a while, thank you, brother. Definitely try to promote this shit. I'll start wearing, he gave me a t-shirt a while back. Start wearing that on the show, see what I can do, see what we can get going. Help each other out. Yeah, I have the e-cigarette, but every once in a while I still got the craving for a real-ass cigarette. Especially right after training. Opinions on Kelly Ryan. Getting paroled. I didn't know Kelly. That was pretty fucked up what they did. From everything I heard, she was the one who actually did it. And Titus just kind of took the fall. But like, once again, I don't know. I wasn't there. I have no idea what went on in that situation. I mean, 3 people hooking up together. Yeah, I want a Beast Coast shirt too. I got to make them up. Or you got to get them made up. I have no fashion sense. Look at me. If people don't send me t-shirts, I go shirtless. Now, I know the ladies really dig that. I love Mobs. Marlboro Red. That's a real freaking cigarette. Now, this is interesting. My dad passed a few years ago. Um, Not a heart or anything like that issues. He smoked 3 packs of Camel, old school Camel non-filters a day. Started smoking at 12 years old. This guy ate like absolute dog shit. I'm talking Ben and Jerry's, freaking bacon, cheese. Once again, he had the skinny gene like me. Hey, what's up, Danielle? How you doing, girl? Thanks for tuning in. His heart and his lungs were perfect. I'm not advocating smoking it because for me it's a freaking horrible, horrible, horrible addiction that I fight. But when I smoked, damn, I used to love it. It was like one of the, I can remember I remember I was so bad. I used to walk outside of the gym and light one on the way to the car. It was like the best smoke of the day. It really was. Ah, God, Marcus Rule. You see in videos, Marcus Rule is tagging Marlboros the whole freaking time. Marcus Rule out 320 something pounds of them. I mean, that's dangerous. Hi, Danielle. How you doing, girl? Thanks for tuning in. Big shout out to GLP. Yeah, I've seen Arnold actually smoke cigarettes, too. Down Cape Cod. Yeah, they were waiting for Elvis. George Bird faked his death. They were waiting for Elvis to come get them. Yeah, is Tupac dead? We shall never, ever, ever know. The only person who knows outside of Tupac is Kanye. Yeah, like that's the truth. Like Kanye could know anything without telling the world. Kanye! Oh, Mike posed a big question today on Facebook. If you were in the gym, yeah, same thing, Rachel. I went to e-cigs. If you were in the gym and Kanye and Kim Kardashian were on fire, each one of them, and you had 1 bucket of water, what would you do? I said I'd finish my workout, do cardio, then drink the water. Mike said he'd have a high volume leg day, cardio, then drink the water. Yeah, 108 days to the O, 18 days to the O. Uh, yeah. No, you shouldn't start smoking. It's freaking awful for you. It really is. Don't get hooked. Even people playing around with vapes, don't screw around with nicotine. It's a poison. Um, I quit for a period of 5 years. When I was quitting, I was actually physically ill, throwing up. It wasn't good, man. It was pretty freaking shitty. No, this isn't Jose's last show. Jose isn't ready to pack it in just yet. But he's gonna look freaking retarded. That's one thing I want to say. He's gonna be freaking silly at this show. Um, hey, what's up, Phil? How you doing, kid? Uh, Phil's a guy from my gym. Good dude. Me, I'm still debating it. Um, a group of us actually might jump in the car Saturday morning and head down Saturday afternoon. We're still kind of playing with the idea, actually from the gym. See what's going on, checking it out. Yes, you're supposed to inhale vapes. What's good, Phil, dude? How you doing, kid? Yeah, you're supposed to inhale them. Uh, that they've actually found out that one of the big problems with vapes is that they're in water and it's unregulated. Like anybody can say they're making vape liquid, fluid, whatever it is. A lot of times it's crazy bacteria, and you're bringing them. My thoughts. You bring bacteria straight into your lungs, which is getting into your bloodstream. Like awful, awful things can happen. I mean, I don't trust people who make shit in their basement. That's just like one of the things. It's like pharma gear or something some guy made it in the basement in freaking Somerville. Which one are you going to use? You know what I mean? I actually, here's my thing about physique. I think it was a good invention, a good addition to the sport. It bring it brings in money to the industry, entrance. It gets people interested in the sport. Not everyone wants to be huge. You know, some guys kind of want to have that spot in physique, and I know a few MPD pros, uh, and they're good dudes. They're all not douchebags. I mean, the biggest insult to the sport we have going on now is the little friggin' femboy. Yeah, and I'm calling you a femboy. He'll probably start calling me a douchebag, but he's fucking 5'4". I really don't care. The kid who's Mr. Physique Olympian, the other dude, going back and forth at each other. EPO, stay the fuck away from it. Yeah, it's no good for you, man. You know, it's like basically heart attack central. It's going to raise your blood pressure to shit. It's like running a lot of EQ. Uh, you know, I'd stay away from it, man. I mean, unless you're doing big money endurance sports, then it's a huge, huge difference. Um, you know, that makes a big difference. Yeah, Rosie Hart and Giles just have two products they're releasing. Um, they're supposedly aimed at women, but the amino thing has an anti-stress, anti-cortisol in it. Cola Cube is supposed to be a really great flavor. I'm actually waiting for samples. Yeah, runners love EPO because they have to run for long distances. They want the oxygen to travel. It's like why sprinters love EQ. Think about it. The drug was made for racehorses. You know, you want maximum transportation of oxygen in the blood, make the blood thicker, which isn't necessarily great from your heart. Best way to get your muscles bigger, right after you work out, stretch. Seriously, stretch that body part for a minute, like a good, like say if you did back, jump up, even if you have to use straps, grab the pull-up bar and hang on your lats. If you did chest, grab up the pec deck, hold it here just long enough not to hold your shoulder, but really get a stretch. What you're doing is you're just stretching out your fascia, and that will allow your muscles to grow. And then you want to eat. Have some protein. What was your name? Andy. Andy, you look young. You should be eating every freaking thing in sight. Growth basically is going to happen when you're done training. It's the repair of the muscle. So at your age, you should be down in food. Rest. Yeah, Giles is a fucking piss dresser. They're great people. As soon as the product's available, I'm going to try to give it to my clients. Yeah, there was an initial question. If I had a hardcore client, Andrea here is pretty hardcore. She's one of the people that I have to pull back because if left to her own devices, she'll go crazy. I have another client, Drew, who's like that. I basically find that women are better clients. They may cheat a little bit in food and not tell you, but I expect that. Well, women, no offense, ladies, but you guys have like this bizarre fucking hormonal need for like chocolate and ice cream. But dudes will lie about the amount of gear they're doing, take too much, different gear. They'll get advice from some stupid idiot like one of those bros online. Oh, God. Oh, this is funny. And once again, I'll probably start a war. Devin Physique was at my gym and saw the kid, and I had no idea who he was. I just thought he was a little gangbanger. He was freaking tiny. But this is what really kind of pissed me off. I'm walking in with two IFBB pros. One of them is actually competing this week in the New York Pro, and another one's a little bit older but still a pro. And kids are still lined up to see this little fucker. And it's like, really? You don't know who the pro bodybuilder is, but you know who this dude is. Blows my mind. Devin Physique. What should I have a routine of? What workout should I do? How old are you, Andy? How long you been training? That makes a huge difference. I would try to get to the gym at least 4 days a week. Uh, a full-on leg day you definitely need. You got to do legs. Push-pull day. You would kick his ass, dude. You like what Carlos just said, if anybody's reading. Yeah, you have what, 50 pounds on him? I think your legs are bigger than his chest. Do I think figure girls are getting too big? Tough question, bro. That's like asking to you is like an ass getting too big. I think figure's getting a little bit large. I think it's starting to pop into the physique realm, and I think physique's heading towards bodybuilding. Um, like for me, when I think of figure, yeah, he is like that. Seriously, a little tattooed. Uh, I don't know if Vic is 100% retired, but I know he's doing that show. He's running a show down in the DR, down in Punta Cana in October, I believe. I wish it was in November, because if it was in November, I'd definitely go down. Definitely go down for that. But back to figure, is figure getting too big? When I see, when I think of figure, to me, the perfect figure athlete out there is Candace. Um, I just look at her and it's boom, that's it. Like Candace should be the figure like trophy. Uh, you've been working out for 4 months. So you should basically stick to basic exercises, incline presses, dumbbell shoulder presses, squats, leg presses, leg curls, leg extensions, back, until you're strong enough to do pull-ups, do pull-downs, bent over rows, possibly coming down Saturday, Christian. It's all about a couple of factors. I'll explain it to you later. I hope to. Yeah, Candace. And not only that, Candace is a freaking smoke show. There, I said it. Definitely have a little bit of a crush on Candace. Same thing with Nicole Wilkins. I like Nicole Wilkins. Now, but hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back. I think Latoya is a little bit too big. Same thing with Cindy. I think their proportions are a little bit out of whack. I like Candace. I like the look that, like I said, Nicole Wilkins used to bring. I think Latoya is on that line to being in physique. Yeah, definitely after chest because I have clients, so that's when I would go down, Christian. Uh, okay, here's the thing I think that's going on. I think bikini's being judged a little bit tighter. They're a little bit, yeah, there'll be a new fitness champ this year. Of course there will be. The goddess is gone. Um, yeah, the development does because figure's getting bigger, as is WPD. I mean, wellness is going to come in. Uh, and I'd love to see wellness on a pro and the national level, on a local level. Oh, God, I really don't want to sit through Masters Wellness. Yeah, God, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Yeah, Shanique, she's WPD now. I think she's perfect for WPD, the way things are going. Once again, Mike, who's my favorite this year for fitness? Is the English chick, Kate Arrington. Kate Arrington. Yeah, Erin's jumping back in. Like we were talking about, she definitely missed the boat. Too long, 5 years. The whole thing has just completely changed. which sucks because I actually thought she was a great athlete, but she screwed up when she went with Aspire. She just seems to be making a series of bad choices, a series after bad choices. Yeah, like I said, Mike, wellness on the local level, masters, yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not a huge thing about when I see a girl win like both bikini and figure. There should be a standard for each, especially at a bigger show. Like the same kid shouldn't win classic and MPD. The standard should definitely be different. I could possibly see, somebody with outstanding shape and everything, like winning in classic and bodybuilding. Yeah, Kate Arrington and Ariel. Both of them great routines, great physiques. I like them both. I have no idea. Yeah, I know, I saw that. Nothing against them, but I just thought it was a little bit different. I have no idea who's going to win this year's bikini. Hopefully, it's going to be Janet. Once again, I have a big thing for Janet. I think she's pretty hot. Yeah, exactly. It would definitely be model search. God, that would be gross. Can you think about that? Pick your own. Like, I'm just waiting for the, hey Joe, how you doing? Or should I say Greg? Yeah, I'm just waiting for like the pick your own division comes out. I really need one for lanky white guys with long arms and legs. We should call it to beat up for strongman division. Yeah, I did give a shout out to Justin. Justin's looking freaking torn up. He's peeled as shit. Yeah, oh God. And I shouldn't be saying this because some people may be watching this. I had a friend. She was competing in one of those Paul Dillette organizations with the WBF show. But WBBF show, you know, the angel wings and all that good shit. Uh, and they had dudes up there throwing girls bodybuilder shots. I was like, what the fuck's up with that? I don't know. The ladies look lovely in that. Well, no, you should add in some other. You need assistant exercises. You need to build your lats, Andy. You need to build your triceps, your biceps, your deltoids, shoulder presses, side laterals. Probably like, even if you did two different exercises, BFF, two exercises per body part. Shoulder presses, side laterals for your delts, incline presses, flies for your chest, squats and leg presses for your legs, pull downs and bent over rows for your back. You'll be good. Just basic exercises and hammer away. No, it's not real pro bodybuilding at all. IBF's the only thing. I just want to look at the broads, honestly. The dudes were freaking cracking me up. Oh, what's with all the gyno at the national shows? Well, dude, if you can pass a lie detector test, you're straight. You know what I mean? One of those dudes run gear and just come off. And come off hard. That's why. You know, they'll run probe right up to like 2 weeks out. You know what I'm talking about, Carlos. You've seen those people. Oh, men's fitness has to be absolutely disgusting. So glad. Bunch of gymnast boys. Once again, I'm going to come off. See, someone's giving me the frown. So yeah, hot girls, but it's not a real division. And it's so weird that Paul Dillette got involved with this. And I know Frank was involved with it for a while in the beginning. And, yeah, I love Probe too. Um, Dude, I can't come off at this point. Like I say, I'm off now. I'm on a cruise. My production shut down, but I mean, I also have other reasons too that I don't like to disclose. Uh, you know. Yeah, I know, Carlos. This is definitely a joke, but it's so freaking true, isn't it? This is what shocked me. God, the last show I did back in 2016. Saw a kid backstage. Team bodybuilding. Kid already had gyno. I had to like sit back and I was like, God, what are you running? Try to give this kid a talk. And I think it was the first time it dawned on him that he was actually up there. And I think the realization of seeing everyone else around him and his gyno and how he looked dawned on him. God, kid was running way, way, way too much gear, way young. Yeah, I got to stay on my 250, dude. Yeah, I know. Right now, kids will jump on a lot quicker than we ever did. No, actually, I've been off on a cruise long enough, and basically all I do is lose a couple pounds and lose my fullness. As far as strength, my strength is usually hanging around the same places. May lose a rep or two, uh, but that's about it. Um, if you completely lose, as long as you eat and you keep training hard, you're not going to lose a ton. Yeah, there'll be a huge difference when you're on. I mean, you see pictures of pros off season and off, but it's more an issue of weight, you'll look, but you shouldn't lose your basic muscle, especially if you've actually built a bunch of muscle before you jumped on gear. Like, like Greg will tell you. Yeah, that's always a good thing to do, Andy, is take pictures and then you'll see what you do. But remember, eat, eat, eat. Buy a quality protein supplement and drink that immediately after you work out. Yeah, dude, I couldn't live if I didn't have my 250. I'd be an absolute mess. Yeah, recovery is definitely an issue. See, this is the thing that I don't think naturals get. Is the one thing that steroids do is give you the ability to train hard like a motherfucker. Um, yeah, I definitely get soft. And you can train super hard on gear that you can't do naturally. I'm talking drop sets, super high volume, rest pause. You try that naturally, you're going to burn out real quick. Yeah, you need to build the foundation first, or you're going to be one of those dudes who blows up and then looks like a piece of shit later. Train for years. Max out your natural potential before you even try. You know, I mean, that's how it used to be back in the day. Yeah, size, like, real, like, dude, like, you can tell, even with pros who've been around, I think the guys who waited to hop on gear are the guys who have that freaking old man muscle. You know, guys who really hanged and banged and trained really freaking hard. That's just my thoughts on it. I mean, um, and that's the muscle that hangs around. How is size hard to lose? If you train for years and develop your own musculature naturally before you jump on gear, you're more likely to retain when you jump off. Come on, Mike. You know the Southern States is a great show, but the real shows are up the Northeast. Me, I'm 43, dude. I'm an old man. Dude, if you've been lifting for over 20 years, god damn, this makes me feel real fucking bad. I've been lifting for 30 years now. 30 freaking years. Yeah, Bob Chick's still freaking huge. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say he's on anything or he takes anything anywhere. But I'd be surprised if Bob's doing a lot of anything at all at this point. He's so big as shit. Yeah, I'm old, but I can still beast. That's because I've been training forever, dude. You'll get there eventually. It's just years and years, consistency, training, eating. You gotta love the iron. That's one thing to remember. It's just you and the iron at first. You learn to love that, it'll love you back, man. See, Christian, from the man himself. The reason why the Northeast, first off, we're more densely populated. Florida's great for MPD and bikini, maybe some figure. But the Northeast, yeah, thanks, Carlos. Means a lot, bro. But the Northeast, we're full of douchebags. Seriously, we're tightly packed. We're ethnic people. Seriously. Like, Greg, no offense. I'm a Mick. You're a Guinea. You know, we're very similar. Grew up in that kind of mentality. It's, hey, what the fuck you looking at? Everyone wants to be big. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. Getting calls, which is absolutely sorry about that. Um, Everyone wants to be big up here. It's just a competition, and that's what it is. That's why I think you have better competition up here. I just do, especially like for more so than the classic bodybuilding bikini. Definitely gonna be defloring. Nothing against you, Mike. I think you'd come up here and fucking win a show in a heartbeat. All right, everybody. With all these interruptions, I'm gonna cut it out, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Sorry about the delay this week. Been great talking to you. Mike, Christian, we got to get together, have a little conversation. All right. Oh, you got a flip phone. All right, baby. Yeah, you can run after you're done, especially sprints. Sprints are